That's DB. I'm Ravi Lula. It's time for Bet On It, brought to you by Warhorse Sportsbook, the best place in Nebraska to place your sports bets. DB.
Is that cooking?
You were doing all right this weekend. I tried to follow your lead. I was like, okay, we're going to stop trying to take the free money. We're going to start trying.
Although you would have been right about KC.
I'd have been right about KC. Although I did take KC. I did take the Panthers plus 10.5.
Oh, so I flipped you though, because remember I said
I thought the Commanders were
we were going to do it just the opposite.
Yeah,
Well, if I was going to lay the big number, KC was probably the team that I thought would cover, but I knew Dallas wouldn't, or I knew Washington would.
Yeah, so I went 1-1 there because I took Washington to cover. Obviously, they just lose.
So why did you change and take my I don't get it.
I don't know.
All right. So what else did we do?
I was right. I don't know if I said this one on air or not, but I had Minnesota plus the 11. I think we talked about them possibly winning out.
Yeah, we did. I like Minnesota. I thought Minnesota would win, to be honest.
And I mean 26-25. That's about, so we were good there.
Let almost half that game. We watched that one in the.
You know which one got me?
Who?
Rutgers. That goofy ass game.
I told you, and I almost listen.
No, I took Rutgers.
No, but we liked Illinois because all things being equal.
See, I took Rutgers because I thought that line should have been bigger.
I was kicking myself. I'm like, man, I probably cost this guy. Because remember, I was like,
you went Illinois late.
Yeah,
and I was like,
no, we got to take Illinois.
You went flip floppy on me. I went back to Rutgers, and they weren't gonna cover anyway because they were minus 2.5.
What a ridiculous game,
dude! Can you So I'm watching that thing real time.
Yeah.
And I'm texting my buddy who's obviously a big Illinois fan, Evan. And I'm just watching this. I go, okay. I couldn't believe they came back out. I couldn't believe they brought the offense back out. Because he didn't, the guy had plenty of leg. He just hooked it, right? I thought, okay, he figured out the win. They'll let him go again, try and win the game. And all of a sudden, I see Luke Altmaier trotting out there on 4th and 13. I was like, what is this guy doing?
Do you think he was thinking I have to score once I start running, or did you think he was going to get down?
I thought he was going to get down.
That was wild.
Immediately, so he catches it. I'm like, oh, they got the first down. They got about 15 yards when he caught it. It was 15, 16, somewhere in there. I was like, oh, that is a much easier field goal. 40-yarder, they're good to go. And I believe either they had a timeout or they had time to go up and clock it. I don't remember which, but they were going to be fine. And then he makes that cut to the sideline. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, it looked like Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, I was like, oh, no.
He may house this thing.
And I think Rutgers was the same thing. I think they were expecting him to go down, and then he saw an opening. Bryant just saw an opening and just house call. It was unbelievable.
Had another good one, too. How about Oklahoma? Certainly didn't see the win, but that line was way too low.
Stinky. I mean, what do you do with Alabama?
They got to be out.
Oh, they're
you know the thing that's not really bugging me though?
But yeah.
How is Tennessee in the deal? Is it just, I'm open for business. Somebody has to walk me through that.
Why we think they're good at football? Or why
are they ranked where they are? And if they get beat again, now we're going to hear the don't get penalized over.
Just win.
Yeah, it's
the don't get penalized over ugly wins.
I feel like and the SEC is going to get 3, but I feel like it's default. It's by default, and let's not argue over whether Indiana's in or not.
No, Indiana's in. They should be in.
I'm telling you though, but
I'm not saying they will be in because I don't trust the committee, but they should be in.
Yeah,
without a doubt. I would put Indiana in over Tennessee. Come on.
Me too.
I mean, what are we doing here?
Me too.
Tennessee has not looked good against any team that's good.
Were you the least bit surprised that Day wanted to score and then admitted to it?
No, absolutely not. Listen, that's if you're going to be Kurt Signetti, and that's fine.
Deal with it.
Right? I texted you guys. I wildly vacillate between.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
Loving the audacity and him annoying the piss out of me.
How about when he's come on, man? That's a serious question.
Yeah, I can't. It just depends on what mood I'm in. Probably
then
more
he gave
than
the little
him.
wry wink.
But there's part of me that loves him. There's part of me that hates him. So I get it. But if you're gonna live that life, you better be ready for people to pour it on when they get the chance. Like it was like Oregon and Colorado last year when Colorado's 3-0 and feeling good and they're the talk of the college football world. And Oregon's like, no. What did they go up 42-0 at halftime?
Yeah.
And Lanning was like, yeah, we were trying to bury them.
Did you think, speaking of Colorado, that KU was going to find a way to give that back?
No.
It felt like, I don't know, I felt like football karma may creep in after the low hit on
Sean Shador.
On Sanders.
I didn't feel great at 23-21, but that looked like a game. Like I just didn't think, honestly, I didn't think Colorado's offensive line could hold up. They were getting abused by Kansas, and it didn't seem like Kansas was going to have a hard time scoring. I know they had a little drought there in the middle of the game after they got to 23, but that was a team that felt like the dam was going to break again. And I was smart enough. I took that one. I got Kansas on that one. So I looked at that.
That didn't take much convincing for me. I'm glad. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a stinky line, but I was like, okay, I got burned by Kansas last week with BYU. I'm not doing this again. And they came through.
Now, speaking of which, I was wrong about BYU.
Yeah, I was too. I had them +3.
Didn't seem like so apparently ASU is just gonna be right
good.
There.
Just pretty good.
I don't know though.
I mean, they're Big 12 pretty good.
I still don't know how bad or good the Big 12 is.
I don't either. I really don't. I have a hard time figuring out what the Big 12 is because I look at some teams. I was like, I kind of like Iowa State. I kind of like BYU, although they're not playing great the last couple of weeks. I kind of like certain times I like Colorado. There are certain times I like ASU. And I don't know how good any of them are. You know, I sit there and I go, what would any of these teams? Somebody brought it up with Colorado. Maybe it was Sam last week. But I go, what would any of these teams' records be in a different conference? Because Sam brought up Colorado and USC. Would their records be exactly opposite if they switch conferences?
Probably.
Like I'd listen.
SC may have more wins though
than Colorado.
Yeah.
Because that's stylistically a conference they could dominate.
Right.
And Colorado would have a really hard time, I think, physically in the Big Ten week in, week out.
What are you doing? I ask this every week. I'm going to ask one more time.
Yep.
What are you doing in Stillwater?
I don't. I mean, you talking about like getting rid of Gundy?
You can't.
Right. Like you can't, right? I mean, I get that he's had some headbutting with the administration, but that dude's an institution at Oklahoma State. This is a program that has never been good for this long in their history, ever. Like even under, the Les Miles days when he was like, he's
winless in the conference.
I know. But like, don't you have to give him?
Yeah.
You have to give him more than that, right?
I mean, because he was a 70 win percentage, 68 win percentage guy?
Maybe more.
Yeah, he might be more. Because I know he averaged 9.
He's won a ton.
Almost 9.
And that's not a program that you do that at very often.
No.
That's not this isn't one of those, this is a historically good program and eventually somebody will come in and win there. That's not what Oklahoma State is. This is holy crap, how they've been this good for this long.
So is there any chance, I should probably look into the tiebreakers because it's Arizona State, BYU, Iowa State. Is there any way?
And Colorado, because conference, they only have the 2 losses.
Who controls their own destiny? Arizona State?
I think Arizona State does now because they've got the tiebreaker over BYU.
And they have BYU. Well, no, they play BYU, right? Don't they play BYU?
No, Arizona State just beat BYU.
I mean, so all they have left is Arizona.
Yeah. So I think they control their destiny.
Yeah, that's it.
And did you think we'd be talking about an Arizona State playoff team?
Well, not playoff, but we did. That was like a dark horse.
Yes. I think we both liked them a little bit more than nationally. But I kind of like Dillingham.
Iowa State has K-State left?
I believe that's right. Yeah. So that'll be, I think if they win out, Iowa State and Arizona State play. I think.
Speaking of the Big 12.
Yeah.
How about Aranda?
My guy, Dave.
Yes, all of a sudden it's like, is that 5 in a row?
I think so. I'm going to look right now.
It's something like that.
This dude was dead to rights.
Yeah, I think they've won 5 in a row.
I don't know.
And depending on how you feel about the Hail Mary that Colorado hit, it's like maybe it's better than we thought.
They're 7-4.
Dude, how many in a row has he won?
1, 2, 3, 5. It's 5. Their losses are to Iowa State, BYU, Colorado,
and that was the Hail Mary,
and Utah. Back when Utah was healthy and good.
That could have been an 8-win team.
Oh, easy. They could still be an 8-win team if they get Kansas.
And we were like, I don't know if Rand's going to make it.
He didn't. He looked dead to rights. That's Bet On It, brought to you by Warhorse Sportsbook. Warhorse Sportsbook, no bets, no glory. Get to warhorsecasino.com for all the promotions and details. We'll wrap up the show. Coming up next.